Good morning, everyone. It is straight up 9 o'clock, and I will try and be cognizant of your time. And for those of us who've done lots of these, the faster the better, right? I agree. This morning we're going to talk about nursing services advanced, and that can mean different things to different people, or different schools. So we'll go over that in just a minute. But as far as what I think we can all agree that home health care, nursing assistant, it looks like everyone does the 16 hours and adds it onto long-term care. So I'm not going to get excited about that. The beauty of the other career that's really tied into this major is, or not major, sorry. Oh my God. 15 years right there, baby. The thing that we are, the one that is kind of already, the beauty of these is the hours already set. That's sorry. Whew. It is Monday. So the advanced unlicensed assistant has, I believe it's 200 hours now. And that is what the Oklahoma Board of Nursing has set. So we have people, sorry, we have different schools. Most everyone has 240. I know that that's what it used to be. For some reason, I looked it up the other day, and I think it may have been 240, but I'll look that up in just a second, just to make sure that we are all consistent. But I'll show you the pretty spreadsheets that Emily has put together for us, even though she's not with us this morning. So I don't think there's going to, as far as that specific career, advanced unlicensed assistant, I don't think there's going to be a lot of controversy over that because it is set by the Board of Nursing. One thing I need, I wanted you all to know, is I have sent a message to the Board of Nursing and asked if they would consider changing the name Advanced Unlicensed Assistant in the rules and regs to patient care technician. I've found when I've visited different schools, they said, well, we don't want to offer AUA, we want to offer patient care technician. Okay, well, those are the same thing. The difference is hospitals, I guess, are not recognizing what an AUA is, even though that's what we call it in Oklahoma. So we're going, I did send an email and said, would you consider changing this? Because if our hospitals don't know, and they are our primary employer, they are the employer of an advanced unlicensed assistant, wouldn't it make sense to change the name? And I was there when they started that original name many years ago, and it started out as UAP, unlicensed assistive personnel. It's just bizarre, but anyway, it's been a little bit, it's been those two names. And so anyway, I hope that this guy said, I'll get back with you. I'll find out what we have to do. Pretty sure we have to open the Nurse Practice Act, and that's something they despise doing. So I don't know how lucky I'll get, but I'm still going to try. So that was one of the things my staff, we talked about that might be something we could evoke change on this year. So I put my toe in the water. Any questions this morning before I pull up this this document that Emily has put together for us? No? Okay, good times. Let's see here. Okay, so it looks like I am sharing, and so everyone should be able to see themselves somewhere on here. So hang tight and I'll scroll, okay? So Canadian Valley Chickasha and Canadian Valley Cowan are up here at the top. And it looks like Chickasha, we have a longer version and we may have added some other things in. Looks like we have some fundamentals of nursing as an option added in there. And Cowan, it looks like we have EKG, fundamentals, and phlebotomy. So very, very similar, just not having the AMP, healthcare provider, CPR, and so on. Kiamichi, Durant, and McAllister. You guys usually have the exact same thing from one campus to another. And it looks like you do. Francis Tuttle is at 480, and they do Health Careers Core, College and Career Readiness in Healthcare 2, and AUA. And then we have Mid-America is also at 480. Looks like they've got 90 hours of phlebotomy in there. More Norman. We have AUA, Concepts of Nursing, Fundamentals, AUA Prep, Monitor Tech. Okay, so it looks like we've got a little bit of phlebotomy, and the Monitor Tech is the same as EKG. So for non-nursing people like myself. And then, so Concepts and Fundamentals of Nursing, those are two different, obviously, nursing classes. So this is, everyone can call them something different, but many times people will have in their, I hate even saying the word, but pre-nursing, that they'll include those things. And then we have Northeast Kansas, which it looks like has, and from what I understand, this was last, it's Kansas only, and it is their second year. Is that, I'm pretty sure that's correct. And so they kind of split some of their courses, half one year, half the next. So we're kind of all over the place. So I would love some, and Southern, I don't see yours on here. And I think, I don't know, my guess would be because, oh, wait, I can barely hear you. Someone's.
Carrie Henderson, but Amanda Shatwell and myself and Christy Inselman are here.
There you are. Okay, I see.
Probably the reason why we're not on here is because we have patient care technician that actually is NHA is our accrediting body, which is our accrediting body for medical assisting in phlebotomy. So we utilize that as our end of student learning outcomes. There's no practice, and there are some distinct differences between AUA and that accredit or that certification.
Okay.
AUA is scope of practice is a little bit different based on that. So we're probably not on that tab because it's different.
Okay, what is it under Nursing Services Advanced though?
Yes, I believe that's what we have it under when we submit it to CTIMs.
Well, that's what's weird. So maybe you just got left off of here, but you know what you offer, so you can you can help us out. So I'm sorry, I'm not trying to call anyone out. I just knew I saw your face there and I didn't see your breakdown. So that was why I said specifically said Southern, just because I don't see you on my list here. So I'm not really as far as what to do, we can't change what advanced unlicensed assistant, what the course itself is. And I said, I'm going to stop sharing for just a second, and I'm going to go out and use my thing to look at the Board of Nursing real quick. And try and pull up the rules and see. Review application AUA, because it should tell me pretty quick. It's a 200-hour training program. So that's what the that's on the front page of here. I'll show you guys so you don't. So share there. So I'm on Oklahoma nursing or okay, oklahoma.gov/nursing. And then there is a link on the bottom right that was AUA. And this is what it says. So completed a 200-hour training program. And it lists the schools, there should be listed who are, who have been approved for AUA certification. So this is, okay, so this is what is on, this is, but it's dated 2/1/2024. So again, this is specifically to offer AUA and be credentialed as an AUA in Oklahoma. So let's see, I will stop share. Maybe. Did I ever share that? No, I'm just babbling. So you didn't see. There's that. And then the other thing that I had was, are you guys like so tired of me? I know. I'm tired of me at these silly things. I told someone this morning, oh my God, it has been the longest month in this last 2 weeks. So I want you all to know, I feel you. This is not what my little girls that are like in their 20s, they go 0 out of 10 recommended. So there you go. Why did I do this? Heck, I don't even know what I was doing. Sorry. I'm going to stop sharing though, because now I'm looking like a doofus. So the way it looks to me is that we need to, it's up to you all if you would like to do this, but I would like to hear your comments on figuring out the, what, if we should add anything to AUA, or if we should just flat out call it 200 hours. And I'm just wondering if there's anything that we can agree on to add in here, like a concepts of nursing or a EKG or an AMP, or I don't care. It doesn't matter. If you want to build a career, or you want to build a program where it is for 480 hours or 960 hours or something like that, I would love to hear your what you think. So let me go back to this if that's helpful. And so I'm sharing my screen so you guys can see what I can see. Do you see what I see? Yes, I'm singing on a Monday morning. You guys can, and guess what? It's all on tape too. That's the beauty of it. If there's anything, this is one of those that everyone's going to go, well, that's not how we do it. And I don't know what the right answer is. I don't know. Anyone from Francis Tuttle on here? I'd love to hear what's in your health careers core too.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
So I'm from Francis Tuttle, but I'm not one of the instructors. I do like instructional design support
That's okay.
for those teachers. So what I do know is that they have a health careers core 1 and 2. And so they do, it's like a 2-year program that starts with CNA, and then the second year is AUA. And I get the sense that the health careers core is a lot of the things that aren't general nursing skills, more like, I don't know, resumes and those kinds of things. But truly, you'd have to talk to the instructors to get.
Okay. And it said I see the career and college readiness.
Yeah.
But I think then what is our typical core are things like communication, safety, legal, ethical, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I know from a Canvas standpoint, a lot of those end up in the same, like they'll put those in a class with AUA stuff. They don't usually stand alone. So I'm not sure what is constituted that and what is constituted AUA.
Okay. So, Krista, I know you said it is not sounding good. You said your audio is not working, but do you want to put in the chat what you think, what more Norman would like? I mean, or what you think would be something. I need some feedback on what you all as a group feel like would be fair to put. Do you want it just by itself, AUA 200 hours, or do you want it put in with some core, some CPR first aid, some concepts of nursing, fundamentals of nursing? This really is our predecessor to, if you want to go into the LPN class in many schools, this is the how you would get there, is by taking this and building into it. So I see that there's more than one school that has fundamentals and so on. And then we also have phlebotomy and EKG are 2 skills that have been tied into a number of these as well. So
Laura, this is Brian at CV Tech. I'll chime in.
Brian.
Since it's so quiet today.
Yes, thank you. I'm going to start tap dancing, so we know that's not going to be good.
I think that if we have a 1-year program that is in the 480-hour range, it seems like all the programs are going to that 480 as opposed to the 525. I think that that's been a push because of the Carnegie units, correct?
That is what I understand from my peers who are doing other program areas. Yes.
So we have one that is in that range, 480, that gives everybody the chance to do AUA, but then it also allows them to explore other options past AUA. And for our Chickasha campus, the 960 hour is important for us because because of math pullout, they don't get enough people through long-term care in the first year. So it's a long-term care plus AUA plus options at the end, is what that 960 hour program is, the 2-year one.
Okay.
So I think if we have a 480 hour for 1 year and everybody in this seems to have AUA or the PTC.
Right, patient care technician,
PCT, and then whatever the other options that it fits right for that school after that, I think that makes sense.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out what, I don't know how to do options in the framework. Because I can see doing an AUA, concepts of nursing and a fundamentals of nursing as, that would be, we could get really close to 480 with that, but that would be a nursing focus. the, if we did the AUA and then with an EKG and maybe phlebotomy. Here's our problem. Once again, we only have so many SIP and SOC codes. So we can't, it's going to have to be one thing or another. So do you guys want to, if someone wants to fight or whatever, I'm totally in for some WWE this morning. If you guys want to tell me what you would want, or we'll just flip a coin. And that's a joke for people who are listening later on. That is only a joke. We're not going to flip a coin. Oh, Krista's trying to log into another device, so she's going to give me her opinion as well. So she's from Moore Norman. So and she's got all of those things in there. So
Okay, can you hear me?
yeah, I can, Krista. Thanks.
I got a new computer with IT, and so audio doesn't work on my new computer, and then my old computer, my camera doesn't work. So I'm like using two devices right now.
I understand.
So I hate that I'm the only one on the call today because I feel like I'm not the best person to speak on health in this aspect. We added phlebotomy this year to this program. And the way this one is set up with us is we have our students who are coming in as juniors, they go through our CNA program for their first year. If they choose to come back, then they have a couple of options, and AUA is one of them.
Okay.
If they want to pursue a nursing track. And so that's kind of the direction that we'll go. And so ideally, nursing pathway is what we tried to, I mean, that's what this program is set up for those students. And so the certifications we have are AUA and phlebotomy is what we have for our end goal for those students in this program.
So the phlebotomy is important to you all, okay?
Yeah.
And see, and I think what SIP and SOC codes do other PN select programs fit under. We don't, there is no practical nursing. They are either flat out, you are either advanced patient care technician or your LPN. There isn't really patient care technicians what the national SIP and SOC code are. That's what I'm trying to say. So Alicia, I think that's what you're asking, correct?
Yes, because I know that we have submitted the nursing services advanced to CTIMS for this particular, what we do here. It's not AUA, so we're just trying to better understand where we fit.
But what are you, okay, you're submitting it as nursing services advanced. And then what are you guys, and you're calling it PN Select, is that what you're saying?
No, we're calling it's patient care technician, and that the certification that we submit is National Health Careers Association's patient care technician. It does not have, there's some specific skill sets that the students don't have that AUA does. I know this is an AUA specific topic that we're talking about here, but where would we fit? I mean, like, is there another meeting that you're having that would fit better for patient care technician? Or
no, this is as close to patient care technician as you're going to get.
That's what we thought.
Framework. Yeah, you're right.
That's what we thought. And so that's where we were, essentially that question is because of that.
So the NHA curriculum you all have, what is it that's different from the AUA, just out of curiosity?
On the patient care for NHA, they are pretty much a CNA, and they can do EKG and phlebotomy. That's the only two additional skills they can do outside of CNA skills. But
okay.
But
so
it's not
don't necessarily have some of the other skills that our AUA has, like, oh, I know that
2 feet.
suctioning used to be a thing and, you know,
Things like that.
yeah.
Age used to could do colostomy bag changes and things like that, but the state of Oklahoma no longer lets them do that. So.
If you are certified as a long-term care,
Yes, correct.
correct,
Yep.
but you can if you're an AUA or if you're certified as an AUA, technically, correct?
The one thing that we wanted to clarify is that CNA is for long-term care facilities and our patient care technician is more for acute care
Correct.
technicians, not AUAs. Our hospital currently doesn't utilize AUAs. They don't utilize their techs in the way an AUA is used. They do allow them to do some phlebotomy things, and they do allow them to, you know, put the EK, they look at EKGs. So we're matching that to what our advisory committee is telling us to do.
Okay,
And how they're utilizing them when they get them in.
okay, so there's a vote for, so just like I said, it looks like we've got team phlebotomy EKG and team concepts and foundations, depending on, so if you guys were looking at, or you are looking at, you're looking at all of the different things, that's really where we're at, correct?
Laura, can I add some additional information? This is Christy.
Yes, I would love that.
Okay, and inside my program, I also teach what is considered to be, used to be the LPN fundamentals, which is nursing skills now. So I teach that along inside of my program at the PCT because they're hoping to get advanced standing into the second year program. And so by doing that, we have 600 hours and they have clinical hours. I do the same curriculum and everything that the first year LPN does, because that meets the PCT and exceeds it as well. So if they meet the requirements, they can have advanced standing into that second year program. And by doing that, by working at the hospital and working with our advisory committee, they can advance them on to nurse techs if they're getting into that second year program. So it's an advantage, not for us, but also for the student and industry as well.
Sure. So you would advocate for AUA fundamentals, phlebotomy and EKG. Right? Yeah. And Brian, that's your long version.
Well, the 480 hour version at Cowan, the majority of our students that are in that do AUA first semester, and then second semester they do phlebotomy and EKG. That's the majority of our students. But we set this up to where the other two, the fundamentals of nursing 1 and 2, instead of doing the EKG and phlebotomy, they can do that, and then they can go into our LPN program the following year.
Right.
And so we have people that are going that AUA phlebotomy monitor tech, and others that are going towards that LPN at the same time.
Okay. So I like the way that this yellow box, I like the way that that's set up. I just don't know how to do that in, now I know my friends, my other program managers know how to put in options into CTIMs. I've never really done that, but I can see that, that's really what almost everyone is doing. The CPR, first aid, things like that may be a little bit different when you do that, but it looks like almost everyone is doing phlebotomy. I guess I need to quit clicking my pen. That's very annoying. I apologize. And even here, more Norman, you do the same things. Okay. So what other comments do I have? I'm gonna stop.
Hey, Laura.
Yes.
Hey, it's Amber at Southern, and this is definitely, I am not health, but just generally, so I understand, it looks like a lot of the schools are doing 525. So we offer 600, of course, with DE, which gives them more time when they apply with advanced standing to LPN. If the number is lowered to 480, even not 525, that does kind of create a small barrier, right, for those students that are going into LPN, as far as more time that they would have to complete that would be more cost. Is that, I'm just trying to
So
think.
you're talking about your adult students,
So yeah, so like, because we only allow seniors in that program. And
right?
so if they, like right now, they're doing 600. So what is it, 750 that's left they have to do for LPN. And so if it's lower, so if it's not even 525 but 480,
Yeah.
it's just a thought I had.
No,
Again,
I appreciate that. And that's what I would like to, this is where it gets sticky. This week is the sticky ones, because this is when we talk about medical assisting, and we have everything from 1 and 2 year programs that have the kitchen sink thrown in. And that's not a slam. That's just saying that's the way it is. And we've done the things we've done intentionally to allow both the adult and the high school students to have everything they need, right? Short enough for the high school students, but long enough for the adults. Okay. Alicia, your room has their hand held up.
Yes, I'm reiterating or reinforcing what you just said, I guess, is that the way we've marketed our program with high school seniors, and then they may be eligible for advanced standing in the second year, depending on how their performance is in that patient care technician. That sure, I mean, we have a full class, and we've not had that. We're in our 3rd cycle actually, and we've had when you look at systematically evaluating all of that from PN Select and those students, maybe that cohort moving in to our LPN program. It's really hard to hear all of this because we're in the middle of our systematic 3 years. So we have a trend, and
Sure.
our outcomes are fantastic for those students that are going into our LPN program. And then those completion rates and those pass rates have been phenomenal. I mean, more than what we expected. So to ask us to do, we're in the middle of this, we're like momentum, and we're rolling, and our outcomes are good. And then we go to having to adjust back to what you're asking us to do, or maybe asking us to do, or Career Tech is maybe going to be asking us to do. It's like going back from square one. And when you've got something like this, and then we're taking it, it's in our strategic plan. It's in our action items. It's in these things, and what worked and what didn't work. So if we go back to that baseline that's totally different, then now we're what do we do?
Right.
And tell the public and your advisory members and everybody's like marketing for this process for high school seniors. So in 2, the cost is that the high school senior doesn't have to pay tuition or books or anything like that. So half of that program cost is now offset. So
Right.
I know we are like a wrecking ball to the system, I'm sure, and we have in other ways, but we found something in our system with our target audience, with our community, with our advisory members, which is what we say we're supposed to do. And this is I'm very concerned about this particular piece ourselves.
Right.
Yeah.
So I see, and I'm not bound one way or the other. That's why I appreciate the dialogue, because this is not an easy process, that's for sure. So I also see Northeast Tech has 800 hours in there. So I am not, and so please, when I say this out loud, please do not freak out, everyone. I can see cause for having, so you would like to keep it at 600, is that what you're saying? You don't want something that is full financial aid, like 900, because you've got yours Southern is specifically high school seniors.
Well, no, we have high school seniors and adults in that program.
Right.
We market it with the delivery.
Right.
The seniors are allowed to finish the program, even if they haven't successfully made 77% on each course.
Right.
They are allowed to set for the patient care technician. and they're allowed to, you know, just like any other program a high school student would be eligible to take. But then
Sure.
the adults that would like a different delivery model with regard to 5 days a week, 3 hours a day, those adults are actually enrolled in a patient care technician for 600 hours. They do get financial aid. And then they are admitted to with advanced standing to the second year if they if they meet each course's requirements at 77%.
Okay, so Kaimishi, I see at least four on here that are from Kaimishi. And so I would like to hear from you all about who enrolls in this class for you. Is it seniors and adults like Southern? And Krista at Moore Norman, you said this is your option for seniors, yes?
Yeah, so this is our option, seniors only. We also have our PN Select, which is the LPN.
Just like she is, yeah.
completely. Yes, yes.
Okay. So Shelley, Darylyn, Amy, Heather. Are y'all just on here for looks and you're really not there?
Want it. I'm
Hey,
here.
Darylyn.
I'm sorry, but my my video on my laptop doesn't work.
It's fine.
Okay, so we got this approved several years ago
Yeah.
and at 3 campuses, and our directors have worked kind of trying to transition to work it in. And so we've really not ever recruited in yet. It was purposely put in for seniors so that they could transition into our LPN program. We wanted them to have as many credentials as possible. So
Yeah.
when Miss Wally and I and a few others worked on this, she put the phlebotomy in, and then we also have the fundamentals of or a piece of that nursing. You'll have to help me on this, Shelley Larson.
It says phlebotomy. You've got phlebotomy, and then you've got some professionalism,
Concepts.
safety, legal issues, things like that,
Yeah.
clerical skills. Yours is mostly phlebotomy. You don't have the EKG in this thing.
Yes.
Would that give you all great heartburn if
No, I do
use-
not think so.
especially
think at
since
this-
you're not doing it yet?
Yeah, at this point, I have a new director at Durant, and he's very interested in pursuing this to build his to build a stronger pipeline for his LPN program. And
Mhm.
so I feel like the EKG would be another certification that would be beneficial to him.
Okay.
We do know that, or what are the things that Swally, I'm going to call her by her last name because we have
That's
two
okay. I
Shelleys.
know the
Okay.
Shelleys. I know.
Okay, so because Shelley wanted them to be able to have advanced standing so that they could come in the second semester. But we did know that we would have to do what we were going to call a 2-week bridge. So those students who were selected in to the program could meet 2 weeks prior to the starting of the year to do a small bridge to get them up in whatever they needed to for that second semester of nursing.
Okay.
And Shelley Larson, if you're on, please help me
We
if
see
I
her
say
pretty
this wrong.
picture.
Shelley
makes-
Swally was
I was
Shelley
just gonna-
Swally was supposed to be on this call, but she had she got
Oh,
called
I see. She's on
to the
another
district
call.
office for a meeting. Yeah.
Yeah, and Amy
Um,
says, quit picking on her. She's on a phone call. We got it, Amy.
Yeah, she's
Good
got
job.
it. Okay. So I feel like there was a lot of miscommunication. I feel like we kept saying AUA and not really calling it by what they get placed in the job
Yeah,
market for as patient care technician.
yeah,
And so there was some miscommunication because we were calling it by the certification, not by the workforce
sure.
description.
Which
And
is
so
why
we
I'm
tried-
trying to get, it's why I'm trying to get them to change it at the Board of
Yes.
Nursing. I
Yes.
mean, if they don't even know what it is and it's their certification. The hospitals, it's like, this is so strange. So, okay.
Yes. So, I
So
feel
you
like,
would be okay if we built something that was indicative of what other people are doing or similar
yes.
to what other people are doing. Okay.
Yes,
April?
listening to
Oh, go-
everybody else, I
sorry.
think that's the same philosophy that Miss Swally wanted, was that she wanted something to strengthen the students' nursing knowledge so
Right.
that they would could come into the program and complete sooner. As I think it was Jerry Henderson said, because as a senior, they don't have to pay tuition. So that
Right.
removes some of that cost. And
Right.
so then they could come in and take our Steps to Success scholarship, and it would fully pay for the rest of what they had to do.
Right.
So
Okay.
I'm on board so far. I wouldn't have
Okay.
heartburn over it.
Okay. And thanks, Amber, or, no, it's not Amber.
Darlene,
No, I know, Darlene. I know you. I'm looking at the notes, and is it Amber Perseka? Amber, is it Amber? I don't know. I know Alicia is the other A.
Yes, it's
It is Amber. Yay. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sitting here going, I can't remember her. I think it's Amber. I think it's Amber. Okay. So Amber just wrote that Southern would like to keep it at 600 with DE for patient care technician, seniors, adults only, more hours if accepted. With advanced standing credit to LPN allows adults to utilize the learning style with aid before applying to LPN. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm talking about right now. That's not that I believe that model, I don't know about the exact hours, but I believe that model sounds like it is acceptable. So Northeast, April, can you hear me? From Northeast?
Yes,
Yes.
we can hear you, Laura.
Tell me what you're thinking.
We're good. We're kind of playing it out too. This is one that has kind of been a thorn in our side a little bit. And so we like the direction you're going, adding the phlebotomy and the EKG to that. I think that makes more sense than the way we have it organized.
I like the two path.
For the two pathways, kind of.
Yeah.
The two options.
Yeah.
We, pick one of those two.
Okay. And I'd like to, and it may have to be that you may go, oh, what is she doing? But it may have to be that I call, this is what's going through my head right now, that
Okay.
I could still have an advanced and I could do a home health. Stay with me, people, and call it home health, right? And under that, do the concepts of nursing, that option. Does that make sense? It would still be, we would add the 16 hours of home health in, right? Because we would want them to have come from long-term care. Again, just talking through this, please don't yell at me. Not that you're going to yell, you know what I mean. Then as I'm looking back through some of these, then we would do like an AUA, a concepts of nursing, a fundamentals, and however many hours, else it takes, we would, build, we could build something else in there. I'm trying to make it where it would work for everyone. And then we could do the another option. You know what? Okay, never mind. We could do another option then that would be called advanced unlicensed assistant, but it would have the AUA, the phlebotomy, and the EKG in it. And I'm taking out all those the other classes, that we've talked about. We could add in professionalism, we could add in, but that's just a thought that might be what we have to do to have one that's a shorter number of hours and one that's a longer number of hours. Brian, I don't know if we're going to get to your 960 though. I know you just unmuted. Are you thinking of what to say without yelling?
No, I'm not. I'm just trying to figure this out because, you know, they have such a high percentage that do math, that getting through long-term care in
Yeah, you
what
do
year?
pull out math. Dude, come on. We already are giving you a solid. We're giving you A&P in ours. Don't pull them out for math.
Well, got a lot of small schools that rely on it,
I
so
I know, I know.
that part of the district is heavily reliant on that.
Yeah, I know.
So I mean,
Okay.
I'm just trying to think what can we do for them, you know, do a 480 and a for
That's
the first year and a 480 for the second year,
that's
and
kind of what I'm thinking.
just exactly when do we transfer them over? Maybe with the new graduation requirements, we can reduce the number of people that are actually doing pull-out math, but the schools have to agree to it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that would have
There
to
is.
work out for Chickasha.
Yeah, I understand.
Other
And I
than
don't-
that, the second year of the program, other than that, is very, very similar to the Cowan program.
Right.
It's AUA plus either the option route for LPN prep or the option route for monitor tech and phlebotomy.
Right. Okay. Well, I think I want everyone to feel, I mean, not just feel, I don't have any idea what the fine, and so this is the process. I have everything and thanks Amanda for your comment too. I appreciate that. I have everything's on recorded. It's all been recorded. I think we can get there where we can make everyone happy or as happy as possible. I promise I am not sent here to make anyone's. I know what you're doing. And I mean, I know that you're doing the best things for your students. I get that completely. And I am not wanting, I'm just going off of what is here and our discussion today, that if you will trust me to play around with it a little bit and see, and then I would like to schedule another meeting a little bit later. I'd love for you guys to send me any information that you have. Is long-term care a prerequisite for this class, or do you expect them to have that in that first year as a junior before they come and take this, you know? So that will help me understand too what their background, the background of the student who would come into this class would be. So yeah. Yeah, I see you, Alicia. Got it. I've got you duly noted. I got you the first time, but you got it in print now. That's awesome. And I've been just waiting for these and medical assisting and dental assisting. Oh, I can't wait, because these are the ones that are sticky, icky, ooh.
Laura,
Yes.
it's Krista again. So I know you're looking at trying to build out a couple of options for us. And I know you kind of in your head just kind of broke that out. When you're just playing around with that, are you looking at the shorter version being that 480 number to go with those Carnegie units? Or are you looking at 520? Okay, so probably 480. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Now,
Laura,
yes. Correct.
just to let you know, our students that are in this nursing services advanced program, they do come out of our nursing services CNA.
Okay.
So
they
we
do the
expect
nursing
them to,
services CNA first, and then they come to this.
right, and they can either do this or medical assist or vision care. There's several options for them to come out of that. But
Sure. And
they do
Krista,
that
you're the
first.
same way, right?
Yes, yes, they come out of our CNA program.
Okay, how about you all, Southern? Okay.
Yes, our first year is CNA, and
Right.
then they have the option to go to patient care technician or medical assisting.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. And I know April with Kansas, we talked with them at our last meeting on long-term care. So I understand how they currently have that broken up. Amanda, do you all do long-term care before they come into this one, or is this just the option that they have? I think at one campus you may have long-term care, but the other one you may not. Is that right?
So they have CNA, I believe, at every campus, which would be 3 of them. It'd be Reno and Rockwell and Danforth.
Okay.
And then that's the first year. And then the second year
Okay.
at Rockwell and Danforth is AUA.
AUA.
And then at the Reno campus, it's medical assisting as
Right.
the second year.
Okay, thank you. So we do have some commonalities there. And then Kiamichi, I know that that's your setup. So, I mean, sorry, I'm not trying to not include you in the conversation. I'm just familiar with what you guys do. So, so that part's all that's the assumed pathway then. So that kind of helps. This is all the students should have these basic things. I do understand that some of you have A&P. You may have some review. Some of you may be doing med term as part of this, or some A&P. It doesn't look like a whole lot though. So I think a lot of that is covered the first year, it looks like. So anyway, what I would like to do, if you all will grant me some leeway here, I would like to put a couple different things together to see if we can come up with a framework that helps everyone. Okay. I can't guarantee perfection, but I can sure try and make it as good as possible. And then I'd like for us all to get back together and talk. That be okay? Nodding, thumbs up. Awesome. Yes, Heather. Cool. Okay. New legislation. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. We also will have all of the notes saved with our with the audio recording as well. So thank you guys so much for your time this morning. Aren't you glad we're getting better at this, right? The first ones used to be what, like 3 whole hours. Ugh, kill me now, right? So now look at us. It's like less than an hour and we're out of here. So I think I appreciate everyone sharing your opinions, and I hope we can come up with something that'll work for everybody. So thanks so much, guys.
Laura.
And happy accreditation week, Southern. Hey, my little Emily's headed your way tomorrow. Say hi to her.
Hey, Laura, this is Amy. Quick question.
Yes.
Where do I go to find the recorded meeting from last time, from the CNA one?
You know what? I'm not positive that they've been posted.
Okay.
They've asked us to, as soon as we get them, to transfer them over to our YouTube page. That's where they'll all be.
Okay.
You can find our YouTube page. The link is on CTU. I know you're like, could you make it more difficult? Yes, we could. But that's the easiest place to go and find it. We're also asking them to go back and to post them on our website as well. Unfortunately, that has to go through a third step besides our division. So we have to do it, post it, and then say, please, will you upload it? And as soon as it's uploaded, then it'll be there. But yeah, I'll work with Em and make sure that that's the process. If not, I'll let everyone know on my Did You Know tomorrow. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.